do it again.
I hope so too. I hope it works right this time. Okay, so this recording is going to be us. We're basically still working with proportions now, but we're looking at different ways and different kinds of problems that you can solve using proportions, okay? Let me go ahead and flip on to my notes. Ooh, I'm upside down. So, uh, there. I will zoom in a little bit more. So you'll notice we have some proportion problems here.
We got the clock more fun.
Exactly. So I think we don't really need to do all 6 of these problems, but I think it would be a good idea to work on the ones with the negatives because negatives can cause us to get, the wrong answer sometimes.
What can we do?
You want to do all of them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
I like this.
Yeah, I like them too. They're my favorite kind of math problem. Okay, so we're going to do 14 times 3. This is a times dot, so I'm going to make it a really big dot. Equals 7 times v, which is just 7v. And then we have to do 14 times 3. So that's going to be 10 times 3, which is 30. 4 times 3, which is 12. 30 and 12 is what? Great. So we have 42 equals 7v. Awesome. Then v equals, what is 42 divided by 7? Nice work. And we could look at our answer and decide, does it make sense? That would be 14 over 6 equals 7 over 3. And yeah, that makes total sense because 14 is 2 times 7 and 6 is 2 times 3. So we know it's a good answer because we can see the number pattern. All right, let's go with number 11 now. So we're going to do our cross product. -4 times -12 equals -9 times f. What is -4 times -12?
-40.
Well, it's negative times negative, so that's going to be positive. A negative plus a negative is negative, but a negative times a negative is. So this will be 48 equals -9f. Oh, this is going to be a decimal.
Divide by.
Okay, so we're going to have f is equal to, and we have to do 48 divided by -9.
Let me do it.
Okay.
Divide by -9.
All right, so 48 divided by -9 Did you get it?
Negative 5.3.
Oh, okay. So like a 3 repeating. All right. All right. So that's the answer. So on this kind of problem, if it was a test question, they would need to tell us how they want us to round it. But since it's not a test question, it's not really important. All right, let's do number 12.
And you bought it.
Oh, box in my answer? Okay.
That way you don't want it.
Yep. Okay, so 13 times negative 6 equals 2 times h. So let's do this one in our heads. What is 10 times 6?
Yeah.
And 3 times 6?
Well,
3 times 6 is 18, right? So 30, just kidding, 60. 60 and 18 is 78. And that's negative. And then
Bring them down.
that equals 2h.
No more.
So we have, yep. Okay. So let me do my short division thing that I've been doing with you. 78 divided by 2. How many times does 2 divide into 7? 3 with 1 left over. And then I'll put it right here. 2 into 18 is 9.
Only 9.
Yep. So we're going to have a negative 39 for that answer. Okay.
You did. Oh.
I sure did. Let me fix that. I was thinking the same thing. That's the problem when you write in pen, you can't erase it. So I put it up here.
And you couldn't move it out.
Yeah, I could. Okay, let's look at number 13. This and that. So negative 2 times 4 equals 5 times all of the x minus 3. And then we have to do what?
No. 5.
Yeah. Right? We have to distribute. So this is negative 8 equals 5x, and then 5 times negative 3.
Negative 15.
Good work. So now we want all of the numbers on the same side. So we have a number, an x term, and a number. Which term should we eliminate?
15.
Good job. So negative 8 plus 15 is the same thing as 15 minus 8. 15 minus 8 is 7. This zeroes out. This is 5x.
The Y.
Yep. Looks like we're going to have another fraction or decimal. I mean, I meant to say a decimal. So 7 divided by 5. Are you getting that one with your calculator?
Four, 4.4.
1.4, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, and we can think about if that answer makes sense if we want to, but we would have to plug it in right there. So it would be 1.4 minus 3, which would be negative 1.6. So that would all look like negative 1.6 over negative 2 equals 4 over 5. Does this answer, well, it's not really the answer, but anyway, does this proportion make sense with the answer we have?
No.
1.6, it actually does. Hold on, because look, isn't 4 a little bit smaller than 5?
Yeah.
And 1.6 is a little bit less than 2.
Yeah.
So it actually does make sense. It makes a lot of sense. It's just a little bit confusing having the decimals. Okay, let's look at number 14.
Boy.
Oh, let me see if I can get it better. It might be, no, that's more blurry, isn't it? Can you read
No.
it?
Yeah.
It's okay? All right. This is 12 and 13. So 12 times 13 equals 10 times y plus 6. Let me move my paper up. 12 times 13, is that 156, I think. Will you double check that with your calculator, please?
I'm doing it in my head.
Oh, okay. So to do that one in your head, we need to do 12 times 10 is 120. And 12 times,
No. No. I know. 12 times 12.
oh, so are you just adding 12 to 144? That's the same way I did it. I didn't know you knew your 12 times 12. Okay. So yeah, I think it's right. So now we have to distribute. Good work. Okay. So now we have a number, a variable, and a number. What do we want to eliminate? Good. That's going to be negative 9. Oh, just kidding. Not negative, positive 96. Okay. I think that's right. 156 minus 60 is 96.
And zoom it out.
Zoom in. Oh, you can't read it, can you? Okay, hold on. There you go.
Divide.
All right. Now, when you divide by 10, aren't you just hopping your decimal back one place?
Yeah.
So 96 divided by 10 is like 9.6.
9.3.
And we can look at it and yeah. Okay, so 9.6 plus 6 would make this into 15.6 over 13. And the other fraction is 12 over 10. Does that look reasonable? This is a little bit bigger than that. This is a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. All right, last problem.
What about from?
What did you say?
If they're gonna be no,
It's going to be what?
do you got no?
Oh, more paper?
No more, no.
Oh, notes. Yeah, I have notes. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got notes. So now we're going to cross multiply. 5 times negative 6 equals 2 times x minus 3. 5 times negative 6, what is that?
Nugget. Nugget.
Good. Negative 30 equals, and then we're distributing 2x minus 6. And what term do you, yeah? Awesome. So negative 30 and 6 means we're going to subtract those two numbers and get a negative answer because 30 is the larger number. So this will be negative. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. And what is that answer?
Well,
Good. Awesome. Okay, so that's it for our extra practice. Now we're going to do notes. All right. Oh, I forgot. We have to put the number in. Hold on. Sorry. Negative 12 here, right? Let me write it underneath where there's more room. So that's 5 over. Let me go back up where you can read it. This was negative 12 that we got for our answer. So negative 12 minus 3 would be negative 15. So I'm going to put that here. And then the other fraction says 2 over negative 6. So I'm going to write that next to it. And we have to decide, does this pattern make sense? So 5 divides into 15 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And 2 divides into 6 3 times. So that pattern is the same. Positive number, negative number, positive number, negative number. So that pattern is the same too. So it looks good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, now we're ready. Sorry, I kind of jumped the gun earlier. Here's our new notes. Let me zoom it out a little just so you can see the whole thing. So I've got a lot of little pictures on here just to help you think about what the lesson's going to be about. This is something called indirect measurement. When they say something is indirect, they mean it's not being done the usual way. It's not being done. You're not going to just take a tape measure and measure something. You're going to use math to help you figure it out. And then you can see over to the side, there's like the construction guys that have all their measuring tools, right? The reason that is there is because this is the main way that this tool is used in the real world is by construction workers who have to know the dimensions of something that is just too large for them to measure, or maybe it's too hard for them to get to it to measure it. All right, so this whole lesson is called indirect measurement. We will use indirect measurement. Indirect measurement uses known values and scale factors. That's something we've been writing, right? To determine the measure of something. So basically, we're going to use this whole proportion math with our cross products to help us do a problem like they would do in the real world. Now, some of these problems are a little bit simplified, but I think you can still see the real world connection in them. If you look right above this word problem, you see where it says 1, 2, 3, locate corresponding values. So that's basically setting up a fraction using side lengths that match each other. And then keeping them in the right order and doing your cross multiplying. So it's really not, it's not a different idea from what you've been doing. It's using the same math that you've been doing, the proportions. It's just the way that it's being used is for a particular kind of word problem where you're finding the dimensions of something. Here we go. Let's read this together. Adam Wainwright is standing near the St. Louis Arch. Adam is 6.58 feet tall, and he casts a shadow that is 4 feet long. Okay, let me just draw. Now, this is not going to be to scale because a real person compared to this arch in the picture would be like the size of a dot. So I can't make it small enough. So I'm just going to draw a little stick figure for Adam Wainwright. And his height is 6.58. So he is 6.58 feet tall. And his body is casting a shadow. Now, the shadow is along the ground. So his shadow is laying flat along the ground, and his shadow is 4 feet long. Okay. So I kind of did a bad job of drawing my triangle, but that's okay. So 6.58 feet tall and 4 feet long. So I kind of did that backwards because it looks like he's short and he has a long shadow, but it's really his shadow is short. But that's okay. We've got the right numbers on there. The St. Louis Arch casts a shadow that is 403.2 feet long. So if I draw from the middle of the arch, and let me use a different color. I can make a triangle from that. And the St. Louis Arch casts a 403.2 foot. So 403.2 foot. And they want us to find out how tall is the St. Louis Arch. So when you set up your ratio, you have to put your corresponding side lengths together, right? So let's match up the two shadows in a fraction, and then let's match up the two heights in a fraction, okay? So I see this number first, 403.2, and that's in feet, over 4 feet for the other shadow. So basically, this whole ratio is the shadows ratio, okay? And then when I make my other ratio, it equals the height, 6 point. Now, this is the arch, and this is Adam. So when I go to put Adam's height in the other ratio, I need to put it in the denominator so it can match up with the shadow. So his 6.58 foot height goes here. And then we have to put an X for how tall the St. Louis Arch is. Okay?
Multiply.
Yes. So we're going to do 403.2 times 6.58. And that's feet times feet equals 4 feet times x. All right, so we need to use a calculator. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We have to multiply 403.2 times 6.58.
Four. Four. What you play?
403.2. So 403.2 Are you ready for the other number yet?
I lay.
Okay. Did you press times already?
Yeah.
Okay. 6.58.
No. No. Now, they always play evil on me. Well, why?
Is that right? 2,653.05.
And they split at the end.
Another 6 at the end. Okay. And that equals 4 feet times x. So now to get the x by itself, we could just take out the 4. Divide by 4 on both sides. So take your answer and go divided by 4.
They let me on it. They oh.
Awesome. Okay, so now that is in feet. So I'm going to write a sentence that puts our answer down. The St. Louis Arch is about 663 feet tall. There we go.
But it is.
Oh, box it in. Okay. So question. Does this answer make sense to us? So let's look at our original information. The person, 6.58, that's almost 7 feet tall. So the 7 foot tall person had a 4 foot shadow. So they were taller than their shadow. The arch has a 403 foot shadow and it's 663 feet. So that's taller than the shadow. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at example 2 now. You are running down a fitness trail. It takes you 20 minutes to run 2 miles. If you keep the same pace, how long will it take you to run 7 miles? So let's see. It takes you 20 minutes. So this is the first distance. Now, if I'm going to make another ratio, where do I need to put the 7 miles?
The bomb.
Good. All right. Now, I could have written this a different way. I could have written a ratio that put the 2 times together and another ratio that put the 2 distances together. I just think that this way makes a lot of sense. It's this much time for this distance. It's X time for that. All right, let's do it. What's 20 times 7? What's 2 times 7?
Boy.
Good, okay. And now what? Oops.
The butt.
So 140 divided by 2.5.
Where is that?
56. So I need to write my answer sentence. It will take you about 56 minutes to run 7 miles. Period. Okay. All right. So now we are going to look at.
Is it what?
Well, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Are we gonna do what now?
We're going to do one more practice problem, I think. I think we have time for just one more because it's almost 1 o'clock. I have something I got to get done soon. So we're going to do this one, okay? Let's read this together. It says, a person who is 6 foot tall has a shadow that is 5 feet long. So here's the 6 foot tall person, and here's their shadow that is 10 feet long. So I'm sorry, their shadow that is 5 feet long. So here's the 6 foot tall person and their 5 foot shadow. So let me draw just a big triangle around it. So 6 foot tall. Then there's a flag that has a 10-foot shadow, and it says, how tall is the flag? So we're going to make a right triangle around it. Okay, and we want to answer this question. Now, I want to make sure before we do anything else that you understand the reason why I'm making right triangle is because if a person is standing up, their body is making a right angle with the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So now let's make ratios. Let's put it.
And the white triangle is 90.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what ratio would you like me to write first?
Over 5.
6 over 5. Okay. So that means that this ratio is going to be this person's height over shadow. So we should label it just to make sure that we do the other one the same way. So now this is the man. Now we need to do one for the flag, right? So let's make the flag match X. Good. Okay. All right. Okay.
My equal.
Good. And then what?
My 5.
And what is 60 divided by 5? Did you forget your 60 divided by 5? You're forgetting your times tables.
Well,
Yep, 12. All right, so our answer, we need to put it in a sentence. The flag is 12 feet tall.
But
Done.
I plug it in and make noise.
Forgetting what?
You gotta go plug it in.
Oh, plug in my answer. You're so right. I forgot. So let's put 12 right here. You said make sure. That's what you said. So if 12 is over 10, does that equal 6 over 5? Well, 6 times 2 is 12, and 5 times 2 is 10. So yes, that answer does make sense. Good. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, I'm going to